Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're discussing the new patch that just recently released today. It changes the pace of the gameplay quite a bit. There's also three major things we're going to talk about. We're going to discuss the recently released 2v2 map, which we are currently playing on. We are also going to discuss the major update to the howitzer artillery and how oppressive it is, and it now is a ton of fun to play. And I think if you enjoy a bit slower gameplay, you're going to enjoy Warno a lot more now because everything's been slowed down quite a bit. And then we're just going to discuss just little tweaks and changes. Here's our howitzers. They're currently moving into a position, and they just had a major rework. We're going to try and shut down some of this air assault that's coming in so we can get our units into position. Once our units get into position, we're going to move this recon unit up so they can begin spotting for our howitzers. That's one of the new things in this patch. So, without further ado, I think we should talk about the map first. Alright, let's evac those units. So over here, this is our brand new 2v2 map. I believe it is called Ripple. It has three main lanes. It has a plateau up here on this left-hand side. It has a major fighting urban area down here in the middle. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 objectives, 5. And then there's also a more chaotic side, as the developers called it, where roads traverse these hills, and then they eventually come to this little plateau area where you had to battle and fight over. One thing to make note of, there is no road that goes over this hill, so it's a good little fighting position if you can get infantry units, and it provides a bunch of lines in sight and cover for your units. So we need to start shutting down some of this advance that's currently going on. Let's see if we can do that. As we move these units in, we are going to fire this position because we have a massive, absolutely massive unit movement going on. And then now that our recon units are in position, we can begin talking about howitzers. So the howitzers just got an absolutely major rework. They now, let's zoom in, have a much tighter spread, and you can and if you pair them with recon units, they become absolutely deadly. They have when you have a recon unit within 2,000 meters of any enemy scouting for them or artillery unit, they have a reduced spread of 30%. So if you think of like their accuracy has basically just been increased by 30%. The spread's a lot tighter, which means they're going to be a lot more oppressive. So if we bring up the C key, one thing we can make note of is it comes up a lot faster now, as you can see. Before it took 1.5 seconds or 1.75 seconds. Now it only takes 0.3 seconds. So while that was sped up, a lot of the combat was slowed down. The AA, the anti-aircraft, now shoot a lot slower. I believe they reduced a few of them by like full quarter percentage points, which is slowing down. A lot of the reloading for the howitzers was slowed down as well, but the damage was drastically increased. And one thing to make note of is they tried to make it more realistic. So now you no longer have these long trajectories, as you can see. If we zoom in on the howitzer, we can see that its trajectory is much lower. So it's no longer shooting like lobbing artillery shells. They're more direct fire, which is in line with how it's used in the real world. So that's a win for our military sim guys or anyone who enjoys any sort. Oh, we have our anti-aircraft moving in position. That sort of gameplay or that sort of information. So now you can go up to all the forums and say it's more tactically relevant. We can use it how it's used in real life, and it adds a bit more immersion into the game, something I think a lot of war games in this world need. However, the aim time has slowed down drastically. I believe it was increased by a second. One thing to our Apache's engaging, and of course we'll lock down the door. Right? So with the Apache, one thing to make note of with it is the rockets, the autocannon. So we hit, I believe, the 30mm cannon is now fires much faster. So if we can find some infantry, we gotta pull you back. AA's in position. You're gonna get absolutely destroyed. I don't think you're gonna make it. Oh, you are. Go. The autocannon shoots much faster now, or at least faster than it did before. So that did speed up a little bit as far as gameplay goes. Beyond that, the infantry, assault rifles, and RPGs, SMGs, those all shoot a bit slower now. Everything's kind of been slowed down. The traffic jams have realistically been resolved. Units will now pass each other up. They will no longer attempt to like bump into each other constantly, so the AI has been drastically improved in that aspect. One thing to make note of as well is that a lot of those improvements have happened. The AI is now going to take a much more defensive position. It'll pop smoke, it'll pull back, it won't just sacrifice its units on you, to you. So you'll have to be more either aggressive or figure out how you can launch an assault, because enemies now are going to dig in and take more of... Oh, we lost a gun. But we should focus down that unit right there. Let's get this unit into position. I would like to evac you. I don't want you hovering around the anti-aircraft like you're doing. You're our only hope, and you're now done. Alright, so we're going to hammer that anti-aircraft position because I hate them now. I didn't know these things can shoot and move. That's kind of crazy that they can shoot and move like that. So, while we continue to abuse this artillery and shut down this assault that's going on, we're going to refocus a little bit. And we're going to see if we can get a fire position, a cluster drop on that area right there where they're all kind of gathering around. And I don't think I have any more... oh, yeah, I do have an anti-air. We're going to get this unit into position. What that unit is, this helicopter has stingers on it, which should easily deal with some of these helicopters that are pushing our front line. As you can, if we hold the C key right here, we can see that these units are well in position. So that's what's honestly making our units much more effective. Get out of there. We just want to drop some clusters right on that unit. That's a good strike. And we're just going to keep hammering their anti-aircraft guns that are being a bit of a nightmare. And we need to get a supply truck up. Right? Overall, that's just the patch overview. Brand new map. New maps are always fun, right? The combat's been slowed down a bit more, so it should be a bit slower to play. It no longer feels rushed. They added some realism to the howitzers. They also increased its damage greatly, as well as improved its shot trajectory and allowed you to combine it with recon units, which, ooh, we have some infantry. Maybe we can check out that Apache cannon. All right, let's shut this down. All right, we're going to try one more time to get an Apache into position.
I need that tail rotor checked.
I want to check out this autocannon to see how slow it goes or how much faster it goes. I apologize. The autocannon was sped up. And I think that's something that's going to be a lot of fun to use. So let's see what we can do.
Checklist completed. Ready to go.
All right, napalm's coming in. Napalm's out. Evacuate that unit. Also, we're dropping napalm because its damage was slowed down a lot by almost 50% or 100%.
Captain and his crew welcome you aboard. Flying in, weapons on.
See, I always feel like these units are well within combat range. Like they should be able to stand off a bit more and pick off tanks. So maybe I'm using them incorrectly.
Just point the target.
See what we can do. Nope, he's stunned. Unfortunate. If we had tanks up there, it would be much better.
What are the orders?
But that's not realistically the point of this video.
I need that
We're going to continue to drop some artillery onto some of these positions and just hammer away. Is there one more thing I wanted to talk about?
One more hit, we're done.
I don't think there is. That's just the general patch overview. It's fairly simple, quite big. They compress the game down so it takes less space, but you have to download 6 gigs. Apaches are fun to use. Howitzers are now viable. New map, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think, and leave a like or comment down in the comments. Right, guys? Peace out.